improve the assimilation of phosphorus and other nutrients, and to reduce the phosphorus pollution caused by farm animals. We want to make fetus because we want to introduce the fetus to improve the feed content before the food processing, but because the food processing decrease the content of fetus in the aliments. Well, when we want to use Pica pastoris, Pica pastoris has a heterologous gene expression system that has been utilized to produce a high amount of levels of proteins, intracellular or extracellular, and proteins of interest. Well, our methodology was the following: the preparation of aspergillus culture, the obtaining of RNA, but we already had RNA in the laboratory, so we didn't make this step. The primer design and the RT-PCR one step, the propagation of the plasmid in E. coli, the selection of the clone using cytosine, the plasmid purification, the digestion of the plasmid with restriction enzymes, the digestion of the PCR product with the same restriction enzymes so we can make the ligation, then the ligation of the plasmid, and then the selection of the clones using cytosine. Well, the first step was to group Pica pastoris in a petri dish with white piggy medium, and then we verified the quality of the RNA that we have in the laboratory in another gel 1% using TBE as buffer. The restriction enzyme selection, we found the plasmid in nitrogen, and we choose two restriction enzymes that only make one cut, and one EcoR1 and not one, and then we have to make the restriction in silico to see if they cut in the regions that we want, and how can we visualize the bands that we obtain.
Yeah.
Step is the design of the primer. For the primer design, we consider different parameters, but the most important are the percentages of guanine and cytosine in the primers and the difference in TM temperature. For the design primes, we use the sequence of beta A. In this case, the primer forward length was 24 pairs of base, and the reverse prime as 19 per seconds. The temperature difference should not be exceeded 10 degrees, and in this case the temperature difference was 7.45 Celsius degrees. Primers also is with a percentages of greater guanine cytosine to 50%, what favors the condition of the design. It indicates that the great quality of our primers. In order to know if the primer has the possibility to form dimers, we use the program Primer Blast that shows that in both cases dimers was formed. The experiment have 3 different colonies that have the resistant gene. We showed a very low efficiency, but this sample was lost in our experiment. For this reason, we need to proceed with the verification of other plasmids. We choose the plasmid P for the experiment because it have a low concentration of plasmid. Also, a second band was shown, but these are a specific sequence or products that are any isoforms, but this will not affect the experiment because they could be easier to remove in the next following step of our experiment. The NEP current program showed that the enzyme digestion with echo R1 and not 1, the product of our digestion was around the 3,279 pairs of base, and another product was a 15 pair of base. It's necessary the simulation to verify that the enzymes only put in place that we need. To verify with the restriction enzyme in the electrophoresis gel in lane number 3 shows the bands obtained with the enzyme digestion. These correspond with the content enzyme, but these bands not differ much to the side of the original plasmid because we only put 15 pairs of base.
For the RT-PCR, an amplification program was designed using the manual of the RT-PCR one-step platinum as a reference.
We show the marker. That marker is with log nano 5 microliters and the product of PCR. In this case, we can observe that the first band corresponding to PCR product and the genomic DNA. The second band corresponds to specific products, and the third band corresponds to DNTPS. As in the RT-PCR program, the temperature and time was set according to the TM and length of the sequence. The mix was prepared in the following concentrations, and the cycles are the same in the RT-PCR. In the purification, the problem was the band code not be seen in the transilluminator, so the code was based on the market. As can be seen in the figure, the purification don't show.
Diverse circumstances appear that interfere in the design of primers. First was the interference of the temperature of alignment. The size of primers prevent that the temperature varied in few degrees. In order to solve this number of nucleotides adjust, so that single it varied 7.45 degrees. The second problem was the percentage of GCs. The GCs content must be greater to 50%, and it's related to the number of nucleotides, which doesn't have to be smaller to 18, which causes an adjustment in the number of nucleotides, so that the number of GCs increased. The third problem was the primer arrival. Primers are not delivered, and it's impossible to do the next stage of the project. At the moment when the primers arrive is going to be inserted in PK Pastoris. The evolution of the project was appropriate because almost all the steps were complete, although there were troubles with the time. The first one was the arrival of the primers. They took a while, so it was impossible to keep going with the rest of the project without them. Another problem was the need of an enzyme that the institution didn't have. Therefore, it had to get bought as the primer. It took a while to arrive, so the project had to stop for a while. A major problem occurred in the purification of the product of PCR, a critical point in the project, because after the purification we could proceed with the ligation of the insert into the plasmid. But the purification nothing was obtained, and the lack of time and reactive no allowed the perform of another purification of PCR reaction. In conclusion, the project didn't give the result expected because important steps were not performed, such as the ligation of the insert into the plasmid, the transformation yeast of PK Pastoris to introduce the plasmid with insert, and the verification of the transformation using sealing to discard the cells that do not have the plasmid with insert. It's important to mention that this project can be continued because the production of fetas is relevant in the industry and can help to reduce the phosphorus pollution caused by farm animals.